Upset tummies in Egypt. I'm here to help you make sure you stay well as you go on your journey to Egypt. It's one of the biggest questions that I get asked, and I'm able to answer it in my capacity as a nutritionist. I do have the qualifications to give you this health advice. Thankfully, we don't have to do the whole disclaimer thing. So obviously take your own due diligence, but however, I get asked so many times, I hear of loads of people that come back from Egypt with an upset tummy. Is this true, and what can I do about it? So listen to this video, take the steps, because it might be slightly unpopular as I first start out by saying it might be your fault. Yes, it could be human error. Everybody assumes it's food poisoning. Food poisoning is something that is actually quite rare. That's not to say that nobody will ever get food poisoning in Egypt, for sure. There will be some hygiene standards there that slip just the same as they do everywhere else in the world. So what's the biggest difference then? Why in Egypt might you get an upset tummy? It's going to ruin your trip, and that's the last thing you want. You've worked really, really hard to be able to save to go on this trip, and the last thing that you want is to be ill. And sometimes you come home and you're still ill for a period of time. So this is what the main difference is. It's the temperature, it's the heat. You'll be doing all these different things to your body as well, what you're putting in there, the way you're sleeping, how you're moving. There's a lot going on that it's up to your body to try and deal with. And the best thing you can do as a human with a brain to think about, okay, this is a bit too much. So these are the steps that you need to take. Try and sleep with the air conditioning off or lower all through the night. Actually, let's take one step back. Before you even leave home, get yourself some probiotics. You can just get the basic ones from Holland and Barrett, which are, let me show you, actually, stay there. Okay, I just get these from Holland and Barrett. This is not sponsored or anything like that, but this is them. Okay, so just the live bacteria that you get, they're chewable, so the kids can have them as well. These ones have got 3 billion. You can get ones with more, you can get ones with less. If you've never ever had a probiotic before, get one with slightly less than 3 billion. But these are about 10, 15 pounds, depends on the size of the thing. You can take it out there with you. All the rooms that I've looked at all have fridges in them. So take them at least a month before you go. So just one in the morning, just chew it. Try not to have a hot drink around it so it's got time to make some effect in your tummy. This is going to be most of the reason that you're going to get an upset tummy. It's to do with your gut bacteria. Okay, so the gut bacteria that goes in there will be all messed up by air conditioning, by the temperature. You'll be dehydrated, and your body chemistry and all the little cells are trying to do all of these things, and it gives you an upset belly. A lot of the time with the kids, now let me tell you this, in Egypt, they will keep bringing you more and more drinks, and if they're children, they give them these, like, let's call them fruit juices, but I'm doing that because they're not actual proper fruit juices. They're just a load of flavoured sugar drinks. Keep the kids away from that. Make sure they drink plenty of water. If they're gonna have one of these squashes that are so high in sugar, then maybe have one with breakfast, and then for the rest of the day try and keep them away from that. As low sugar as possible. We will have a much higher diet in sugar in Egypt than we will at home. I can guarantee it, okay? Breakfast, you're going to pick up pastries and pancakes and all these things, donuts. Like, you wouldn't normally have that level of sugar in your body, and that upsets your gut bacteria. So drink water. Make sure that you stay in the sun as in the shade as best you can throughout the period of the day, because if you are dehydrated, if you've got sun exposure too much, if you get sunburnt, like we know if you get sunburnt, you get the shivers in the evening, right? You know that, you know your skin's going to suffer. So it is, what you're doing out there is going to affect the body. So yeah, take your probiotics, drink water, keep the air conditioning low or off at night time if you possibly can. Don't drink beer for breakfast, okay? You're going to be swilling loads of alcohol. Try not to do that. Like, try and not overload your body. These are the reasons 9 times out of 10 that you will get an upset tummy. You're just bombarding your body with all this stuff. You think that looks nice, can't say no to that, can't say no to that, and you're going to be ill, and you're going to think, I'm not going back to Egypt, they've given me food poisoning. Not the case at all. So I hope these tips have been helpful for you. There's loads more, and do reach out and ask me if you want some more specific help. If you've got specific tablets that you're on, or something you need the fridge for, or something you need to speak to the Egyptian authorities about, I can probably help you with some of that. So do leave questions down there. Let me know if you've had an upset tummy and what you think caused it. Like I say, sometimes it can be that it will be food poisoning, but it's very rare. It's very unusual. Now, the other question that I get a lot is, can you put ice in your drinks? The majority of hotels, and those that I've reviewed in Egypt all use spring water to wash their vegetables and their salads and to put ice in the drinks. They don't use tap water. Like, they can't use tap water. They know that majority of us going out there, we're from a country that will be able to drink tap water, and it would just be ridiculous. Why would they do that knowing that it's going to make us all ill? Do you have to go to the extremes of using bottled water to clean your teeth? You probably don't, but to be on the safe side, just do it, you know, just do it anyway. Don't rinse under the tap. And also the other thing as well, sometimes you'll finish your drink, you'll take your cup or I don't know, reusable plastic back to the bar, and they will rinse it under the tap. My suggestion is this: take yourselves, and I'll probably put some links somewhere, take yourselves your own bottles or your own flasks and your own hot drink mugs. They will fill them up very happily for you. How do you clean them, you're wondering? Okay, get a bottle of water in the kettle, back in the room, boil it, wash it, sorted. You will be fine. You will be fine. Don't let the worry of an upset tummy stop you from going there. The best thing you can do is to say no to all of the pastries for breakfast, the beer for breakfast, putting the air conditioning on too hot, and all those other things. So go for it and have a lovely time.